Was the occasion where world leaders were discussing about how the world is changing, especially in the terms of the climate change.
To Minister Naseer Ahmed, Minister of Environment from Sri Lanka.
It is my honor and privilege to address once again. Where is the sense of emergency when the justice in a mayday situation? Global warming has heated the ocean to an alarming level, and it is continuing. Yet, a proposal by India, supported by 80 countries, to phase down all fossil fuels was outgunned at COP27, which is destined to return as a flashpoint at COP28. Many have already started looking forward towards COP28 and establishing the steps needed to ensure that the next climate conference results in climate action on many fronts. This includes a number of key priority areas such as loss and damage, climate finance, just energy transition partnership, early warnings, global stocktake, global goal on adaptation and food systems.
Lots of issues are there to handle, but majorly what is the priority, that is the issue that we have to understand.
Let me briefly discuss a few of the key priority areas, particularly from climate vulnerable developing country perspective. One of the key decisions made at COP27 is to establish a loss and damage fund. The loss and damage agreement provided hope for many low-income countries that have felt the brunt of climate change. But it also left a lot of questions unanswered.
Union Minister of Environment also emphasized how taking big effort in saving the climate. He also gave the examples of several measures taken by the government.
The focus is now on how to populate the fund and how to disburse it. As one of the most vulnerable countries in the front line of climate crisis, facing large-scale biodiversity loss, Sri Lanka has recognized the need for greater collective voice for urgent, speedy, and equitable execution of the loss and damage fund. His Excellency the President Ranil Wickremesinghe believes that securing political visibility, equality, and transparency, and front row seats for a united global South to discuss and determine the quality, quantity, and accessibility of the loss and damage fund will be the acid test for rebuilding trust between the developed and the developing countries.
He emphasized the necessity and the importance of this situation in handling very carefully.
Towards this, Sri Lanka would like to urge all international development partners to consider supporting the formation of the Climate Justice Forum for amalgamating and amplifying the conscience, voice, and existential interest of the like-minded climate vulnerable developing countries from the grassroots of the highest policymakers. The proposed Climate Justice Forum will exemplify the principles and best practices of 21st century statecraft and digital diplomacy and harness the power of Generation Z. Allow me to conclude by saying that without scaling up climate finance on a biblical scale, with what is famously known in history as the Dunkirk Spirit, we will only win the battle but lose the war. Thank you.